Welcome on in, guys, to another episode of the Whiskey Explorer. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. If this is your first time to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment below, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you guys know when we are dropping new videos. Alright, we'll have a new video for you guys every Whiskey Wednesday, so stay tuned for more videos and reviews. We have got Larceny Barrel Proof from Heaven Hill. So I actually reviewed the regular Larceny earlier on the channel, so I'll put a link to that video up here for you guys if you want to check that out. And I thought the Larceny was pretty decent. I mean, it's a decent sipper. I mean, it's nothing too crazy, nothing too complex. It's not going to blow you away. It's not going to knock your socks off. But for the price point and everything, I thought it was actually a pretty decent whiskey, so I kind of liked it. So let's see what I think tonight of Heaven Hill's Larceny Barrel Proof. This one here is the batch B520. So the first one was the A120, then they had the B520, then they had the C920. Okay, so that was in the first year, and we're already on to the next year already by now. But I haven't got around to reviewing this bottle yet, so I thought I'd drop a quick review for you guys on this one here. So this batch here, the B520, is bottled at 122.2 proof or 61.1%. Alright, so basically this says it's Larceny Barrel Proof Small Batch Bourbon is made from minglings of about 6 to 8 year old bourbon that is bottled uncut and without chill filtration. Alright, so those are pluses for sure. And what we know about the Larceny line is this is actually Heaven Hill's wheated mash bill. Okay, so this is going to be a wheater, so instead of having rye as the secondary grain, it's going to replace that with wheat in the grain. So in the mash bill for this one. So let's, without further ado, let's crack into this one here, guys. Alright, so nice wood cork on this one here. And I actually picked this up. This was part of one of our spirit releases, and I think I paid around $80-ish Canadian or so for this. Maybe it was 85, somewhere in there anyways. And I think when it's out in the States, it's about $50 for the Larceny Barrel Proof if you can grab it off the shelf. Alright, so let's go pour this one here going. Alright, there we go. Alright, so let's have a look at the color here first of all. Having a look at the color in the glass there, it's sort of a kind of a medium or light kind of copper color. Nothing too crazy on that one. So again, 6 to 8 year old bourbon. Not a ton of color in there, but sort of a medium sort of color to that one. Alright, so a little bit of a muted nose on this one. What I am getting on there is lots of caramel and butterscotch flavor. So lots of vanilla, lots of butterscotch, lots of caramel, typical bourbon notes. But not a whole lot else, guys. Not super, honestly, not a super complex nose by any means. Yeah, just really that butterscotch note kind of reminds me of like butterscotch ice cream is kind of what I pick up on the nose there. And let's get into a sip already for this guy. Here we go. Cheers, guys. Alright, so this is the quintessential nutty Heaven Hill profile. This is sort of like, I liken this almost like peanut brittle. And for me, I am not a fan of the nutty Heaven Hill profile, and not huge on the nutty Jim Beam profile either. So this one, for me, to be honest, is a bit of a miss. I don't love this one. I really hope that I would, because you know, anything sort of Heaven Hill puts out is typically very good, especially the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof series. I was super excited when I saw this on the shelf. I was like, oh, I gotta grab that. But the overwhelming flavor here is that real sort of, there's a toffiness to it, and there's like, there's that peanut brittle note. So it's like roasted kind of peanut shells almost is kind of the flavor profile I get from this one. And I wish it was in a good way, guys. I wish I had a better review of this for you guys. Like, I wish I could give higher points to this one, but it doesn't quite match my flavor profile. I'll go in for another sip. I will say this, the non-chill filtration really helps because it's fully mouth coating. It does fully coat the palate, so I have to give it props for that. I have to give it a little bit of recognition for that factor. Let's go in for another taste, and I'll see if I can pick up any other notes. But for me, primarily, it was the peanut brittle kind of note, butterscotch, a little bit of vanilla. Let's go in for another taste. Man, I cannot get past that peanut funk. To me, it's like peanut shells, or like when you shell a peanut, you have that red skin on the peanut. It's like that, and for me, it's not in a good way. So it is mixed in with some other classic bourbon sort of profile notes. Like there is some cherry in there. There's definitely some rich vanilla in there. But primarily I get that kind of peanut brittle note, and I'm not a huge fan. I wish I was. That's sort of where I'm at with this one. But since it is a barrel proof bourbon, guys, we will put just a few drops of water on it. So I've got my trusty water dropper here. I'm going to put a couple of drops of distilled water on that. So I'll do 3 drops. Certainly with that proof point, it can certainly hold some water. So we'll kind of mix that in with the bourbon, swirl a little bit, and see if we can pull out any other flavor notes here for you guys. Oh, you know what? On the nose it pulled out even more of the peanut funk, so I'm almost getting like a Play-Doh type smell to it, which is odd. You know what? I get that same Play-Doh note when I taste Old Tub. I do not like it. It's not for me. So if you like it, guys, more power to you. Like, you guys go and grab all the Larceny barrel proofs and all the Old Tubs, but for me it's just not a flavor profile that I really love. Let's see what it did for the palate here. You know what? I do like that with water a little bit better. It sweetened it a little bit more. There's a lot more vanilla coming out now. A little bit of sweet oak, some brown sugar, a little bit of a honey sweetness as well. And it definitely, I will say this, it improved with a little bit of the water. So I think with a little bit of the water, I definitely prefer that. But the peanut brittle note that I mentioned before, that's definitely still there. So for me, it would be a pass. From what I've kind of heard from the other reviews that are coming out now, the more current batches of Larceny Barrel Proof are seeming to be a lot better, especially the most current iteration of that that's out right now. So if you can get your hands on that, maybe give that a try. But for me, this would definitely be a try before you buy, and I would not replace it on my bar. So that'll do it for this review here, guys. So thanks so much for joining me again. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button, drop a comment below, and hit the notification bell so you guys know when we're dropping new videos. Until next time, guys, may your sales be full and your drams be fuller. Cheers.